know he's gonna be great in his long career. So I'm enjoy to play with him right now.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, and welcome to Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Gabby Maljanian, former ESPN social media associate and current host of the Boston Balling podcast as well. And I'm here to bring you the latest in all things Boston Red Sox, Monday through Friday, straight to your favorite podcast feed, and it's free. So you might as well tune in because Locked On is here for you every single day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Happy Monday. Welcome to the show. There's a massive heat wave going around New England right now where I live. It's currently 95 degrees outside, so definitely not very comfortable, but hope everybody has been able to enjoy some finally sunny weather on a weekend. I went to the beach this weekend. It was great. I hope you were able to get some sun. And we finally are hopefully past all of the rainy Saturdays. So the Red Sox unfortunately lost their series over the weekend. Wilyer Abreu made his return to the lineup. Going to be talking a little bit about him on today's show. You did hear his voice at the top of the show. I did speak with Wilyer, so you will hear from him in just a little bit here. And also talking about Alex Cora getting ejected from Sunday's game against the Giants and the takeaways from what ended up being a frustrating series for Boston. So Wilyer Abreu had been placed on the injured list and missed just over the minimum 10 days due to a mild oblique strain. And when he went on the IL, the Red Sox were saying it wasn't that serious and that they weren't expecting him to miss a ton of time. So he was able to come back and he was able to be in the Red Sox lineup for this weekend series. And in a corresponding roster move, the Red Sox actually sent Christian Campbell back down to AAA. I will catch up with Campbell in Worcester next week as the Woo Sox are on a road trip this week, and I will get a sense of how he's feeling and what adjustments he's trying to make to get back up to the big leagues. That was the right move, was to send Campbell back down because his defense was not really sound and hasn't looked major league ready all season long. And at the plate, he has really been struggling since the beginning of May. So the Red Sox decided, okay, he could probably use some more reps in AAA. So we're going to make sure that he gets those. So in Wilyer's return, they sent Campbell down to AAA as the corresponding roster move. So you have Abreu back with the Red Sox now. And when it comes to the outfield, they still have Cedar Rafaela, Jarren Duran, and Roman Anthony in the outfield. So now presumably the plan is to continue to do what they did over the weekend, which is rotate those outfielders through the DH spot now that Rafael Devers is no longer on the team too. So they likely are going to have three of those outfielders play in the field during games. And then the fourth one, that's the odd man out, will DH. And if Rob Refsnyder's in the game, then one of those outfielders probably has the day off. So they're just going to continue to rotate through that. And Wilyer Abreu is going to be part of that rotation. And he had a good first game back for the Red Sox, and they actually won the first game of the series 7-5. He went 2 for 4 in that game with an RBI and also a strikeout. So was able to make an impact in his first game back. And then the Red Sox lost 3-2 on Saturday. He also went 2 for 4 in that game. So definitely a welcome return for him. And then the Red Sox did lose the final game of the series on Sunday. He just came in to pinch hit in that game for Romy Gonzalez and went 0 for 1. So didn't make much of an impact there, but again, he wasn't in the lineup the entirety of the game. But those first two games, he really contributed. And it served as a reminder that Wilyer Abreu's bat has been one of the stronger ones for this Red Sox team this year. And his bat has been something that the Red Sox have been able to rely on. And so when you thought about the fact that the Red Sox shipped away Rafael Devers, as frustrating as that is, you brought Wilyer Abreu in return back from the IL, and his bat can hopefully help make up for some of that lack of productivity that you're missing out on by not having Devers anymore. So the timing actually worked out for the Red Sox. That obviously trading away Devers was unfortunate, but now they got Abreu back to be able to contribute. And I spoke with Wilyer Abreu upon his return when he was getting ready to fly out to San Francisco to rejoin the Red Sox. And he was excited to go back and contribute again at the major league level. Take a listen to that clip.
How are you feeling? How's everything feeling? Good?
Yeah.
How did you... That's awesome. That's great to hear. How did you feel your at-bats went yesterday?
No, very good. I feel like I was on time. I feel like I was taking good swings. I don't feel 100%, so it was very good.
Yeah, and what are you trying to, focus on today at the plate?
No, same thing. Just try to be on time, see the ball, try to get the at-bat as long as possible, to see more pitches, and just try to be on time and stay healthy.
Yeah, 100% right. That's important. And is the plan still Friday for you to hopefully go back up to the big league team?
Yeah, I think I'm travel tomorrow to San Francisco and spend the day off over there and then play Friday.
It'll be warm there.
Yeah.
What's it been like being around a guy like Alex Bregman, him being around the team, a guy who's an experienced winner and just has been at that level for so long?
No, he's good. He's amazing. Be around him. He's a smart guy. He's the guy that likes to teach, like to help all his teammates, and it's amazing to be around him.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, are you excited to be back up there?
Yeah, of course. I'm super excited, very little nervous, anxious, but it's part of them.
I know. Yeah, good things are happening up there right now too. So glad you're able to go back up and contribute to that soon. And obviously, Roman Anthony's up there now too. So are you looking forward to kind of getting to play with him and being able to kind of rotate maybe through DH, the outfield, and kind of see where that takes you?
Yeah, I mean that's Cora's decision. So how he's gonna handle. But I know he's gonna be a big part of contribute of the team. So he's a great player. He's the top prospect. So I know he's gonna be great in his long career. So I'm enjoy to play with him right now, and hopefully I keep playing for a long time with him.
So Wilyer was definitely eager to return to the Red Sox lineup, and he makes a difference in so many ways. Not only his glove by being a reigning Gold Glover, but also his bat that has consistently been one of the most productive in the Red Sox lineup over the last year plus. So having Abreu on this team really helps the Red Sox out a lot. And if this team is looking to be in contention to potentially make a playoff run down the road, it's going to be really great to have Wilyer Abreu back in the mix. So happy to have him back. Alex Bregman, hopefully on the way back. Masataka Yoshida, also hopefully on the way back. So as the Red Sox do look to fill the void left by Devers, they do have some strong bats coming back that hopefully can help boost this lineup a little bit. Coming up, though, I'm going to be talking about some drama that unfolded in this Red Sox series over the weekend as Alex Cora and Jarren Duran were both ejected on Sunday. If you're looking for a snack that's really healthy, you should definitely buy Wonderful Pistachios. These things are addicting, and they make me feel better about myself because I have a problem with late night snacking. So if I'm sitting on my couch watching TV or something, I love munching on these because they don't make me feel as guilty as opposed to eating something unhealthy really late at night. So I buy them at the store every single time I go now, and you 100% should too because they are delicious. Get snackin and get crackin with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. They are delicious. I promise you. Alex Cora had some things to say about the umpires on Sunday in the Red Sox 9-5 loss against the San Francisco Giants. Lucas Giolito threw in that game. He went 6 innings, giving up 4 hits and 4 runs, but only 2 of those runs were earned, with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. And the Red Sox had 2 errors in the game. So that was definitely problematic and led to a lot of the frustration by the Red Sox in that game. So it was already a frustrating game to begin with because the Red Sox just weren't really playing well. But Alex Cora also got frustrated because he really was not happy about the umpiring in this game. And he talked to the media after and basically was talking about why he was mad. So he got ejected in the 8th inning of the game because he challenged a call at second base when Jarren Duran was called out after sliding past the bag, despite looking safe on replay. And by safe, I mean clear as day safe. If you zoom in on the picture, Duran's hand is clearly on the bag before he gets tagged. So everyone thought they were going to overturn the call, but the replay command center upheld it and ended up ruling him out. So he got fired up, and Duran was ejected almost immediately after the call was announced because of the way he reacted. And then Alex Cora was quickly tossed after that because he also lost it on the umpires. So after the game, when he spoke to the media, he gave some insight as to why he was so upset with the umpiring. He said Duran was safe, clearly, right? The one that I was upset about was the one at the plate. My whole frustration at the end was more at that. So obviously, it was just compounding situations, and the Jarren Duran thing was icing on the cake because he thought it was pretty obvious that he was safe, and then they ruled him out. But the play at the plate that he is referencing came in the 4th inning of that game. Abraham Toro rounded third base and leapt over the catcher's tag, only to be called out for running out of the baseline. The rule states that the runner establishes the baseline, and Toro's leap didn't take him far outside of the line he had established. So they concluded that he was out because of that. And Cora had also mentioned his displeasure with the umpiring in Friday night's game. He and pitching coach Andrew Bailey were visibly upset about the ruling around 2 check swings late in Friday's 7-5 Red Sox win. So overall, the Red Sox coaching staff was not happy with the umpiring in this series. The ejection was Cora's 3rd of the season. His career high for ejections in a season is 4. So he is getting dangerously close to that number. But you know what? I like the fire in Alex Cora. I like him bringing that type of energy. And it's interesting because we haven't really seen Alex Cora get that fired up really frequently. So it was kind of cool to see that happen. It was cool to see him lose it at the umpires in 2 of these 3 games in this series. And it almost makes you wonder if the Red Sox trading Rafael Devers makes him feel more relieved and make him feel better about managing this team, because it almost feels like there was a void and a dark cloud over the team from a culture standpoint, and that feeling was that Rafael Devers was causing that. So once they traded away Devers, all of a sudden now Alex Cora has a lot more fire out there, and I think he's really trying to motivate this team to make a playoff push, and he truly believes in them. And obviously, he's always believed in his team. You have to if you are the manager, but it almost really feels like in this series, he was more fired up than we had seen him in a very long time. And the reason for that, I truly feel like, is because he feels like despite the fact that Devers is gone, he still has a playoff contending team from an ability standpoint that he can work with. So it was really interesting to me because I saw him blow up and I was like, wow, go Cora, go. And he, according to reports, actually okayed the Red Sox trading away Devers. So they also got permission from Cora before doing it, which really is telling about the potential culture of that team in that environment when Devers was there. And it really shows that, you know, hey, there's a chance that Rafael Devers was causing a lot of the issues, and Alex Cora was getting really frustrated with the team's a lack of ability to win games. And maybe now he feels like the page has turned. It's a new chapter in the story of the 2025 Boston Red Sox. And Alex Cora might now feel like, wow, we have this huge weight taken off our shoulders, and now we can all come together as a group, and this group can win games. And I think it's especially important now for them, obviously with the series in San Francisco in particular, because of the fact that they were playing the team that Devers was traded to, and they really wanted to win those games because there was extra motivation involved, because they wanted to prove that they can still win games without Rafael Devers. And they won their series in Seattle earlier in the week without him. And that was the first conversation of saying how the Red Sox are winning games without Rafael Devers really makes you wonder if they're better off without him or not. And then they go and they did lose this series in San Francisco. It was definitely a little bit frustrating that they lost that game that Alex Cora got ejected in. But San Francisco is a good baseball team. The Red Sox are trying to grind through this road trip. And as of late, they really have been playing better baseball. And they're not going to win every game at the end of the day. And this series against the Giants definitely was competitive, especially those first two games, but falling short by a run in game 2 definitely stings. The Giants were actually up 3-0, and then the Red Sox didn't score any runs until the 9th inning when they scored 2 runs and fell short. But it goes to show that, the bats have to start moving earlier in the game, because by the time that the bats started moving in that second game, it was too late. But Alex Cora's fire and intensity, I think, was amplified during that series because he wanted to beat Devers' current team. But now, not only that, but just moving forward in general, Alex Cora knew how important it was to win games during this past week because of the fact that it was the Red Sox first week without Rafi Devers. And with all of the talk on social media of people saying, wow, the Red Sox are really punting on the 2025 season because they just traded away their best hitter. Alex Cora, I'm sure, sees some of that because I know he's active on Twitter, and he probably sees a lot of that and says, wow, the fan base does not believe in us. They really don't feel like we are going to be able to contend in 2025 with this group that we have. So let's go out there and prove them wrong. And that was something that I feel like really motivated and drove Alex Cora to want to win these games, and it gave him more fire and more intensity naturally because of the fact that, hey, there's a lot at stake here. We know that the fan base isn't fully invested at the moment because of the fact that they think we are absolutely cooked without Rafi. So I noticed a different side of Alex Cora, and it was definitely really nice to see because he doesn't always get that fired up. And you see it with other managers across the league, like Aaron Boone, for example, the Yankees manager. He always gets incredibly fired up. He's always been one of those managers that, you look at if he's upset about a call and he's going to bounce onto the field and just blow up at the umps, and it leads to him getting ejected a lot because he screams. Alex Cora has never really been this huge screamer, but he was in that series in San Francisco. And I feel like this team, now that they've turned the page on the Devers situation, it's a new team and they feel confident that they have a team that can still contend for a playoff spot. And for them, they definitely have a shot. If they keep winning more and more games and focusing on winning series, that is what's going to get them into the playoffs. You're not going to win every game, but you just have to win series, and then you'll be able to finish with a record that should get you into the playoffs if you are able to wrap up the regular season, having won the majority of the series moving forward. So it was good to see Alex Cora fired up, but it wasn't as good to see the Red Sox lose the series. Coming up, I'm going to be breaking down some of the things I noticed in that series. If you're looking to get into sports betting but haven't really given it much of a shot, FanDuel is 100% the place for you. Summer sports are in full swing now, and if you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel has you covered and is the best way to make every game even more exciting. My husband uses it. He makes his bets every single morning as part of his morning routine, and he's made a lot of money from doing this. So that could also be you as well. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. FanDuel is a great way to watch sports and make money while doing it. And if that sounds like a dream to you, head to FanDuel now. So, in talking about the 2025 Boston Red Sox and all the curveballs that team has been thrown this season, they have been playing good baseball in the month of June. Really strong month for them. And they went to San Francisco and they lost the series there, which was a frustrating season ultimately overall for the Red Sox. They won the first game of the series 7-5. And that game was nice to see because every time the Giants took a lead, the Red Sox would cut into that lead and then either tie it or rally to take the lead. And then San Fran would come back, but the Red Sox kept doing enough to be able to keep themselves in front to win that game. So lots of good things that we saw from the Red Sox offense. The biggest story of that game was Cedar Rafaela, who recorded 3 hits in the game. And he was somebody who just continues to swing the bat hard. He was a triple away from the cycle, and it was nice to see him go to all areas of the ballpark with his swings. So crushed a home run, hit a single and hit a double, just didn't end up hitting the triple as he did strike out in his last at bat. But that was a big story from that game. And then Hunter Dobbins pitched and things looked a little bit rough for him. He threw 4 innings, giving up 5 hits and 4 earned runs with 5 walks and 1 strikeout. His command was not there at all. And ultimately, when it came down to it at the end of the day and he needed to execute pitches, he was able to execute the pitches that he needed to keep the score low and limit the opportunities for the Giants to be able to score. Really nice double plays turned for him during his outing, but he just was a little bit all over the place in regards to his command and just couldn't find it in that outing. And then as a result, he only made it through 4 innings. He threw 75 pitches with 39 strikes. And he wasn't pulled because of his pitch count. He was pulled because he just didn't have it. And the Red Sox didn't want to continue to have him throw if he didn't have it. But after he threw, he was placed on the 15-day injured list with an elbow strain. He didn't receive an MRI as he downplayed the seriousness of the whole thing when he was speaking with reporters. He said just some tightness that we've been grinding through for a little bit. It hasn't been bouncing back how we would like, so we're just trying to give it a couple of weeks. He noted that his elbow soreness increased in his last start and he didn't get better in the subsequent days. Regardless, he said he expects to resume throwing bullpen sessions in a couple of days. So he's hoping that it's nothing serious. He should be back soon. But as a corresponding roster move, the Red Sox called up righty Richard Fitts from AAA Worcester. And Fitts kind of got the short end of the stick because he was injured already this season. And when he came back, he was doing his rehab starts with the team, with the major league team instead of in AAA. So for him, that didn't really go well. The Red Sox did not let him ease back into it. And that I feel like was a mistake. And he's been throwing well in Worcester. So now the Red Sox decided to bring him back into their rotation. And when Dobbins does come back, I wonder if they would send him down to AAA or not, or if he continues to throw well with the major league rotation in Dobbins' absence. Then they're going to have to figure out something else with the rotation because don't forget that Tanner Houck is on his way back as well. So the Red Sox at some point are going to have to figure all of that out when it comes to that starting rotation. And if Richard Fitts is going to be a guy that they see as part of the future in that rotation, this is a great way to see now if he's somebody who realistically can slot into a full-time role in the rotation in the longer term. And that would be great for the Red Sox to know, because then if they have Richard Fitts and they have Hunter Dobbins in their rotation to go with Brian Bayo, Tanner Houck, and then Garrett Crochet, that could be a really solid rotation for the future moving forward, because Lucas Giolito and Walker Buehler, both guys who the Red Sox probably don't really see in the longer term being part of their rotation. So that's a solid group of young pitchers. So with Richard Fitts, I'm looking for him to execute a variety of different pitches. We do see him heavily utilize 2 pitches in a lot of his outings. So I'm hoping that he's able to increase his arsenal a little bit in terms of what he uses. And that's something to me that has made Hunter Dobbins so successful in the Red Sox rotation, is because he relies on more than 2 pitches and he has been able to really perfect certain off-speed pitches to be able to keep opposing hitters on their toes. And something about Hunter Dobbins that not a lot of other pitchers possess is he really just has this dog in him. He has this absolute fire, and he always wants to learn. He's always looking for ways to improve his craft. And while professional baseball players every day need to think about how they can be a better player, he's actively seeking ways to make sure that he's continuing to grow. And when I spoke with Woo Sox pitching coach Dan DeLucia about him, he talked about just the attitude that Dobbins brings to the table every day and how he just has dominant, raw stuff. So I'm hoping that Richard Fitz is a guy who can kind of get to that same level of confidence on the mound that Dobbins has been able to build over his starts this season with this Red Sox team. So Fitz is back up. Hunter Dobbins to the IL. So the Red Sox did win that game, though, which was fantastic. Brennan Bernardino recorded the win. He came in to pitch after Dobbins and threw 1 inning and gave up just 1 hit, but no runs. He was solid. The Red Sox lost game 2 of the series 3-2. That one was frustrating because they kept kind of going back and forth, and the Red Sox were trying to score runs and couldn't, and it was just really frustrating. And San Francisco took a 3-0 lead because Rafael Devers hit his first home run in a Giants uniform, and that was hard as a Red Sox fan to experience. I knew it was bound to happen at some point, but definitely tough to see it then. So the Giants won that game 3-2. The Red Sox bats couldn't really get moving until the 9th inning. They only recorded 6 hits in the game, and they were being shut out until the 9th inning. And so for them, it was frustrating because by the time the bats started to wake up, it was too late and the Red Sox just fell a run short. So that game was probably more frustrating even than the first game, because at least the first game resulted in a win and the Red Sox were able to have answers every time San Fran would score. In the second game, they were just getting dominated all game. And then in the 9th inning, decided to start hitting, and then they came up just short. Then they lost game 3, 9-5. The Red Sox recorded 12 hits in that game, but they also made 2 errors that were really costly. So the offense wasn't really as much of an issue in that game. It was just a little bit more of, okay, we lost this game because defensively we couldn't get the job done. So lots of guys with multi-hit games. Rob Refsnyder with 2 hits, Carlos Narvaez with 2, Abraham Toro with 2, Cedam Rafaela with 2, and Nate Eaton with 2, who played in that game as well. So lots of guys with more than 1 hit. So the Red Sox were hitting and scoring. It was just their defense that could not figure it out. And Lucas Giolito, again, like I mentioned, started in that game. And Greg Weissert came in after him and took the loss. He threw 0.2 innings, giving up 2 hits and 1 earned run. 2 runs total, though. Just one of them was earned. And the fielding errors just continued to be costly for this Red Sox team. And the frustrating thing about this series as a whole was because their pitching was primarily in check. I mean, Lucas Giolito obviously only gave up 2 earned runs in the game. And in the game the day before that, Brian Bayo pitched 6 innings, giving up 4 hits and just 1 earned run, because he threw in his 6 innings 94 pitches with 59 strikes, and he gave up 3 runs total. They just only charged 1 of them to him. And so obviously, besides Hunter Dobbins struggling a little bit in his start, they did get strong starts from Bayo and Giolito. It was just that the defense couldn't make up their part, and the offense in that second game could not get the bats moving. So it was a very up and down series for the Red Sox, because the things that they were having problems with were a little bit different in both of the games that they lost. Overall, this team just needs to find more consistency. That is the biggest thing here that I have been noticing, is a lack of consistency from this team. And you want to find a team that has a sound offense that can consistently hit well, because the problem is that when the Red Sox offense turns off, it's really hard to break out of that slump sometimes. So again, now that Wilyer Abreu is back, hopefully that can help resolve that problem when it comes to the offense and the Red Sox not being able to drive in runners in scoring position. So we'll see how things go with him back. Just got to keep winning series. 1 more series left on this road trip against the Angels, and then the Red Sox return back home from the West Coast to face the Blue Jays at home over the weekend. So there's definitely things still to be excited about with this team, the young talent and the guys who have really been stepping up. And as they start to get healthier and they're getting guys back from injury, hopefully they can help make that boost, because now that it's almost July, they really want their best talent out there for that second half of the season. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I appreciate you tuning into Locked On Red Sox and making it your first listen today. Be sure to next check out Locked On MLB Game Night on YouTube or any other podcast platform. It really goes over every game from that day, so you don't have to look at ESPN or something like that to check all of your scores for the day, when our local Locked On experts can just go over with you what happened in those games. So make sure you check that out next on YouTube or any other podcast platform. Like I always say, keep the faith, go Red Sox, and I'll catch you on the flip side.